Hi, Lucy.
Hi,
Nice to see you.
you too.
Thanks so much for meeting me here today. It sounds like you have a lot going on right now, so I really appreciate you taking the time.
I do, but it's a really nice break, actually.
Okay, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. So this call that we're having right now kind came about quite synchronistically. Um, you had reached out to me kind of spontaneously a couple of weeks ago, just sending me an email with some updates, really inspiring updates. And it just came at a time when I have been feeling called to share some inspiring stories
Okay.
because I do get to hear some amazing stories from the clients that I've worked with. And so my intention is to send out a ripple of inspiration, really.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to. I don't know how comfortable you are sharing the changes that
I'm very
you're.
comfortable. I can talk about how I came about, how I came to this place right now,
Yeah.
and what happened to make me feel just so solid about it when there was a
Great.
lot to lose potentially.
Mhm.
And I mean, even as we speak, right here in my lap is my little dog that I will be leaving behind.
Mm.
Um, and so my partner is staying here. Phyllis is staying here. She's going to remain here in our apartment, and she's keeping our dog here. And I am going off to Victoria. I To make this project work for me, I need to find a job. I don't have a job yet, and yet I'm still going. And
Ah.
when I thought about all of this, I thought about um, how painful the shift would be, and how disruptive
Mhm.
my move would be for us as a family.
Right.
And um, and then then that stalled me for a while
Uh-huh.
because
The
I didn't
worry
want,
of that.
yeah, I
Mhm.
didn't want to be the one that was going to disrupt everything and to hurt Phyllis and make things harder for her, or be the one that was going to be leaving, and I didn't want it to be like that.
Yeah.
And so I just sat with it for a
Mhm.
while.
Mhm.
And then I started to experience pretty vivid dreams
Ah.
about
Mhm.
my life. And Phyllis was now very prominent in the dreams. And
Mhm.
there was one in particular where we're at a lake, and she's already in the water, and she is telling me that we have to go over to this side of the lake. We have to swim the lake.
Right.
But I'm not prepared. I've got clothes on. I wasn't expecting this. It's in a direction that was not for me.
Uh-huh.
And I woke up the next day and I was so crystal clear that
Mm.
we need to have a time where we can journey separately, because she's also needing to explore and
Uh-huh.
needing to find her next steps.
Mhm.
And she has been feeling stagnant for some time, and she's very empathic, and I think she's feeling that she's always more concerned about what's going on, like with our dog and me and everything, and not herself. And we're almost in a way overly polite with one another from that perspective. And so in our journey of 24 years,
Mm.
um, we have found ourselves at a place where we're no longer certain of who we are as individuals within the relationship. And
Ah.
so in talking this out, I found that we are actually both ready for a big change.
Mhm.
And so when I found so what I'm really saying is that when I've decided to move from a place that came from a very deep core of me, then
Ah.
everything else just fell into place.
Mm.
You know, the obstacles that I expected were no longer there. The difficulties between Phyllis and I that I imagined would be there were not there. The tensions, the bitterness or any animosity or acrimony, there was none of that. In fact, we're very close. And and she has plans to visit me. I will be visiting here. And so I have found that everything has just fallen really easily into place. And and that I have, in finding this sort of deep connection to myself, that the universe has my back, is
Mm,
what it feels like.
beautiful. And that you're
So
also really trusting that deep core and what is
I am.
upwelling from that place and the guidance that came through the dream.
Yeah.
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 I looked back at our notes because I was just curious how long ago we worked together. And our first session was back in April of 2022.
Yeah.
And I'm just going back to the email that you had sent me a couple of weeks ago. You said that you learned skills really for going deep within, and that you've carried on practicing these skills.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's what allowed you to make these changes.
It is. So what I learned through you is the ability to use the body, the physical body,
Mhm.
and go deep and down into the body to find the resources and the stillness, I think, really.
Uh-huh.
It's the stillness that has helped me the most. And we're so much of us, you know, we're in our heads all the time, and you can very often go nowhere with that. And and so what I have taken with me from our time together was that remembering that the body is we're in a body and we need to use our body to guide us and to help us make decisions and to help us to stay really closely in touch with our intuition. That's
Uh-huh.
where our intuition comes from, it
It-
seems to me. And and that when we can follow that, it's a wiser guide, and it is a an all-knowing guide that will help us. And and you know, I'm leaping out here into this place.
yeah.
I've visited maybe 4 times, and I don't know anybody there. I
Mhm.
don't know the neighborhoods. I don't know the streets. Everything is new, and yet I don't feel intimidated by it. I feel like I've got inner strength for it. And that's not to say that I don't think it's going to be easy. I think there's going to be some
Uh-huh.
challenges, but I think I'm ready for it.
Mhm. It
And
feels really right
yeah,
as you talk about it. It just feels like the right next step.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
And it feels that um if I don't do it, if I were to just stay and keep everything the same,
Mhm.
it would be like cutting off a part of me, like a
Uh-huh.
core of me. Like I would be cut off from a part of myself, like a deep part of myself, and there would be no growth.
Mhm.
I would be very, you know, just going along, doing the motions,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I often see people in my practice that are in their 30s who are afraid to make the kinds of changes that you're making, where you've also left behind a career, right? You're shifting back, you said, into
Yeah.
the world of books, which was something that you had been involved with in the past.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm curious if you have anything to say to the people who are scared to make a change or feel like maybe it's too late for them to make that change.
Mm. Well, I would say it's never too late, ever. And I mean, one thing that has really helped me is that about a year ago, I really changed my diet.
Uh-huh.
And that might be like coming out of left field, but it has given me such energy. And I think when we eat foods that are right for us, we gain an extra layer of energy from that that propels you to take risk, to move forward, to maybe see from the angles of a different box. Or and so, I'm 64 now,
Mhm.
and I would never have thought that I would just drop everything and start fresh at 64. And I meet other people in my building that are 64, 65, 67, and they say, "Oh no, I would never do that. I want things to feel safe."
Right.
Oh, at my age, and there's this always, at my age, I want things to feel safe.
Mhm.
And if you've got 30-year-olds that are, you know, this is your time. This is your time to spread your wings and do it. And when I was 31, I rented a U-Haul and went across the country by myself with all my belongings in the back of the truck and came to Vancouver knowing nobody. So this is kind of my second time. And the first time I did it, I was 31. And now at 64, I'm doing it. And I'm going to a brand new city again. And I don't think there are any mistakes.
Mhm.
And if they are, you'll self-correct as you go,
Yeah.
you know, as and when you I think when you take the risks, then there's a well of resources within that you start to trust and you start to feel out as you go. And so when you take the risks, then life gives back, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also not like you're taking risks that are impulsive, or
No.
the risks that you're taking feel aligned and true.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like just, oh, I'm just gonna go.
Just kind of throwing it
I'm
all out. Yeah.
No. It's
A
like
very
this.
conscious, very
Yeah.
conscious risk taking.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
And it's taken some time because I care about people I'm with. And if it was going to be a hurtful situation, then it needed to be truly right.
Yeah.
And so it's taken some time. It's taken a few months of just sitting with it and
Mhm.
be quiet with the whole concept of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. I'll keep in touch. I'll let you
Definitely keep in
know.
touch and keep me posted how this unfolds for you.
I will.
Love to. I would love to hear more.
Okay. As soon as I get settled, and I've had a number of job applications go in and so on. So I'm just waiting to see how it all plays out. So Tuesday morning is my move date. By Tuesday around 3 or 4, the movers should be done and finished and everything. And I'm
Yeah,
glad that it's like an early start to the day.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
in time for the new moon next week.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Lucy. I really appreciate
Thank
your
you.
openness to share your journey. Well,
Yeah.
I wish you a really effortless crossing over
Thank you.
into this new terrain, and many blessings on this path.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure knowing you and working with you. It's helped. Like, I'm not sure that I would be doing this without the time that we spent together.
Mm.
Not so sure.
Hmm. Yeah. But I find it's really taking what you've learned and putting it into practice, because we can take those teachings and not do anything with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
really allowing yourself to be guided by the body, by the voice that comes up from within when we enter that place of stillness.
Yeah.
Also, the dreams that you've been very
Dream.
much connected to.
Yeah. The dreams. I still keep my dream journal, and I will be doing that. And I suspect that I will have quite a prominent series of dreams coming up as I move into a new space. The sleeping thing is all going to be different. The feel of the place is going to be so different.
Yeah.
And I suspect that, and there'll be more stillness around me. I won't have
Where you're
anyone around me.
going.
And so it's a fabulous time really to feel myself and really be present in a new place and to take my time with it and see how things unroll.
Yeah.
I've said I want to get back into the book thing and everything, but really what the universe is showing me is that I'm getting all of these early childhood jobs coming my way.
Hmm.
I might actually be going more in towards the teaching
Ah.
thing again, rather than the book selling and the antiquarian book world that I was planning. And so it's interesting that, I mean, that wasn't anything that I had expected or like said, oh yeah, this is what I want to do now. But that's what's coming to me.
Mhm.
So, and I'm open to it. I'm open to just sitting with what is going to present itself with.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that you're open to the flow, because
Yeah,
we may have a sense of moving towards a particular direction and we start moving, but then the trail of breadcrumbs leads us down a different path perhaps.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
yeah, and the path really unfolds as we walk it, as we take those steps
Yeah.
consciously. So beautiful.
Yeah. So it's just being very quiet and hearing that voice. The voice is so quiet
Mhm.
amongst all of the stuff. And so anyone who's in their 30s and it's just like hear the voice is what I would try to suggest is to just, if you can quiet yourself enough so that you can get in touch with that voice, then you
Mhm.
can make surprising leaps, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lucy.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful rest of your day. And I,
Thank you.
I hope to hear from you soon.
You will, indeed. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.